Hello, and welcome back to another episode of
Guided by the Unconscious.
We have a pretty fun episode. I guess every episode's fun. I say
They're
that all the time. Like,
they're all fun and they're all interesting.
Yes, they are. I do before we jump into it. There's been a lot of topics going on right now that I think we could clear the air real quick. The first thing is the cocaine.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
no. Let's do that
because cocaine first. The cocaine at the White House. Let's do cocaine.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. If you're 18 years or older.
Yeah.
No. How crazy? They just find a pound of cocaine.
Just chilling
in the West Wing of the White House.
And you think about the security. First and foremost,
they're just as old as Biden.
Oh yeah, true. So it's probably
that's why they need the cocaine.
Give me a verbal. You good? You're good. And walk in. But you think this is the White House? It should be heavily protected.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone needs to be checked, patted down,
going through at
whatever you call those things. Yeah,
metal
when you
detectors.
When you go into the airport and they make you stand in that thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, why
spread those legs?
Yeah.
This. Yeah.
And arms like this. I just don't understand how that. It's not like a little thing of it.
No, you have to.
How?
There's no way you're shoving that up your butt.
No.
That's definitely you're carrying it in a tote bag.
Or anywhere. Something visible that should have been checked.
Yes, unless it was disguised as a makeup bag or something, and they just didn't want to go in it.
True, but that's also another fault.
Yes, you should be opening every single compartment, especially if they're going into the White House. I've never done a White House tour. I've just walked along the fence when I was in DC. It's not a nice area to begin with. It's not. So it's not the most appealing tourist attraction for myself. But for other people, if you're interested in buildings and history, I feel that's really good. If you're really into presidency, I know a lot of people that are into past presidents and what they've done, and I care less.
I don't find that
but I have a conspiracy where there's an employee in the White House, our lovely top. They're military people. Aren't they military?
CIA. If you are security in the White House, there's an extensive program that you need to go through.
Yes.
And strict protocol towards that too. For example, so my dad got invited to the White House. Granted, a tour is different than, I guess, going literally underground, which I get. But he had to go through 4 or 5 steps of security.
Assessment, basically. Making sure
pat
you're
down.
okay.
Yeah. A pat down, something with a metal detector. Then they did a gas chemical one. So you're put in a room and it detects if you've got any residue of chemicals or whatever it may be. So it's so hard for me to think that it wasn't honestly an inside job or
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's one of our one of the employees there.
Has to be.
It doesn't
anyone.
It doesn't have to be. So yeah, it doesn't have to be.
Anyone that's
chef,
in there.
It could be the chef. It could be the janitor. Anybody that has access to the White House, obviously, which is definitely a good group of people. And they were like, you know what? I need a fix-in. My dealer's here. How about I put you on one of the tours? You drop it somewhere, and I'll go retrieve it. And I don't think
a little late.
Yeah, and they didn't retrieve it in a time, and now they're just where did this cocaine come from? Maybe from somebody who wants it. Someone bought it.
And that's another thing. It's if one person, let's say the chef, we're playing, it's the Clue. Mm-hmm. It's the chef with the knife.
The chef with the
knife in the back room. Yeah. So let's say the chef needed it, was using it. You need a pound?
Yeah, that's a lot. You must be selling to them.
Yeah.
Right? Or
you're just dealing it to everyone in the White House.
It could also be Biden's son.
Could literally just be for him.
It really, yeah.
So let's just put it that way.
Don't know what's going
but yeah,
on.
It's hard to believe it wasn't an inside job.
It has to be.
So, because you're gonna tell me I could walk in there right now with a pound of cocaine?
Yeah.
No, I would get
caught. There fingerprints on that too. All the technology that we have, fingerprints.
There's gotta be, unless they were.
I think we could do that.
There has to be, because
some evidence.
if someone was wearing gloves during the tour, that looks suspicious.
Especially because it's July.
Hot as shit.
It's hot as and I'm sure DC like is even
it's gross.
grosser.
It's like it's like here. It's thick. Gross.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to believe that no one knows who is this for or where it came from. Like
the people playing dumb are like the ones that did it.
Yeah. You know how many cameras? I can't remember how many that my dad did say. There's thousands of cameras.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Going back, we're not talking about January 6th, but like just going back to all the footage of that, like you saw like all the evidence that they came back and all the footage throughout the hallways and like everything that happened on that day was recorded within the White House. So like you don't think unless like the person knew like there's no camera down this wing.
Inside job.
Yes. Yeah.
It all points to that.
We want to know what your ideas are.
Who brought it in? What's your clue guess?
Before the news cracks the case.
I feel like either way, it'll be a lie.
Yeah,
like they're not. If it was Joe Biden's son, they're not gonna say.
No, someone's gonna take a hit for that.
Yeah, they'll get paid off and.
Yeah.
All is good in the world. Yeah, right. you were accused of this. You didn't do it, but you can have it. Like, thanks. I want. What would you ask for in that deal? I would ask for a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And I want Air Force One.
I would ask for a second house. Did you say Air Force One?
I want Air Force One. I want a private jet.
Oh. I thought you meant like the sneakers. I was like, you're asking for fucking Nikes?
Emily, I could buy those.
I know. I'm like, why are you asking for Nikes?
Crisp white.
I want that G6.
I'm like, I want that private plane. I don't have to go through TSA.
But then like who's paying for those? That's like expensive.
They'll do it. I heard it's like $40,000 depending on the PJ, which private jet you get. It's like $40,000 to travel.
That's
for
stupid.
One. Obviously it depends on where you're going. If you're going across the world, then obviously it's more. But yeah, I heard it's like $40,000, $40,000. Just here.
Huh.
I'm gonna go to California. Here's $40,000.
Rich people, man.
Must be
nice.
They just share, please.
Right, like just a little bit. Share the wealth just a little bit.
Like
we don't
freaking Pablo Escobar in Narcos. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I know of Pablo.
Oh yeah. So
Narcos,
in the show, good show.
I know. I need
such a good show. I didn't even finish yet, but he goes around. So the reason why the people, well, not everyone, but the people loved him so much in the beginning was because he was literally, so he had so much money that he couldn't do anything with it.
He was hiding it. He was hiding it everywhere. And then, he had secret tunnels and compartments.
And then he was literally giving it to people. Like in the show, they show his crew or his guys or whatever in the slums, in the downtown areas of Colombia, and they're literally pulling out stacks of money and giving it to people. Because they couldn't do anything with it, and it works out in his favor because now they have his back.
They're buying your trust in a sense. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. No, Pablo, that was like some intense stuff. I watched, listened to an interview of the FBI agent that ran the initial case, and they were like, you knew where Pablo was because you would be in the most underserved area, but he always had to have a gold toilet. So you would be in like this house that was run down, but there would be a gold toilet in there. And then you knew if there was a gold toilet in the house, then obviously it's a Pablo hideout. And then there's some secret compartments. And they found a pool that you could lift up, and there was like an underground tunnel that you go underneath the pool. And it was just where he kept
shit ton
just part of his money.
Yeah,
it wasn't everything. He was like a hamster. He just like dilly-dallied everywhere.
I don't know the exact billion number of it, but he was making billions a year.
Yes.
Like billions a year.
Drugs. People pay for drugs. As we could tell.
Exactly. Someone in the White House wanted it. I'm telling you, there's no other way.
But benefits to working out. Let's talk about that. Let's switch the.
Let's
cocaine bad, workout good.
Yeah. So I think that's really funny because of today.
Yes.
So this works out perfectly. Rough start today. Thinking about working out and how it fits into my adult life is very hard. It's balancing life and adulthood, your responsibilities that come with that. You're literally a list of them. And then doing something like for you. So working out, because we all know that it's beneficial. It's like no one can argue with that. So how important is it to have that physical activity while balancing that is a tough thing to balance.
Tough, yes.
Yeah, like obviously we know that a regimen is key to it. So I used to always tell my clients it's not motivation that you need, it's the dedication that you need. Motivation leaves like that. It does. If someone tells you they're motivated 100% of the time, they're lying.
Yeah, dedication and persistence.
Yeah, it's consistency and dedication. You wake up in the morning and you understand that you have to do this. You may not want to, and that's fine, because that's how we are as humans. You like it one day, you don't like it the next day. It's fine.
Yes.
But it's the consistency and the determination to get it done because you know that it is important for your regimen.
Yes. Yeah, I've come to that conclusion. I've went through like a whole, like, I changed my whole morning routine. I stopped drinking coffee. Like, it was really messing up my stomach.
I idolize you with that.
Yeah, like you said,
I'm addicted.
It's bad. But like, it's crazy. So like, I think any coffee goer would say this. Like, you wake up, you have your coffee, but like, you use your coffee as your meal. Like, you don't really have... So that's already, like, the first negative of coffee because now I'm not having a balanced breakfast.
And like, first thing in the morning, empty stomach.
Look, I do drink
water.
I do have water, but, like, but it is automatically, like, coffee. And then, like, I don't really eat anything until, like, 10 a.m. Maybe when I'm at work, I'll have, like, a bowl of oatmeal. But, like, again, like, my stomach was just getting really messed up. My dairy allergies starting to kick in again. So like just the creamer itself, like, and I don't like almond milk. I don't like coconut milk, like not in coffee at least.
Yeah.
And so I switched to tea. And the first day, so like say like Sunday was my last day of coffee, start my morning Monday. I wanted to make it so I would have tea and I go for a walk and then I get ready. I need to like move more in my mornings too. And like I'm very used to like
which is a great way to start your day.
Yeah,
physical movement.
Because like I used to gravitate to the couch. Like immediately I get my coffee, I sit on the couch, I either read a book for like a half an hour or watch a show or just look at my phone.
Yeah.
But I'm like on my couch. I'm not doing anything. I'm not being active.
Yeah.
Like it's
blood flow,
like,
brain activity, blood flow.
Yeah, like I'm not pushing boundaries in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm not starting the day in a good routine. So going to tea, I drank my tea. Like I went for a walk, drank my tea. I'm like at the end of it, I'm in the bathroom getting ready. Immediately got nauseous because I had lemon in my tea with nothing in my stomach, and the acidity from the lemon just made me so nauseous. I got very sick that morning, and I was like, "Well, this is what happens when I change my regimen." Like, and then I just got into like negative mindset of like, this is what happens when I change, and like, you go through this, but
you
it's
can't
so
help
hard. But
do it. Yeah.
You know, now it's Friday. It went through a week. I walked 3 of the 5 days because just the weather itself it's tough in the morning.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
But like at least I'm sticking to my tea, and I've noticed already that my mood is so much better in the morning. I am now eating, so I have more energy throughout the day, and I'm waking up. I used to have like a really bad habit of hitting snooze, and now I wake up. I wake up before my alarm, and then I don't even bother.
Yeah, to
do anything. Like once I'm up, I'm like, all right, let's get ready for the day, and like just start. And it's just like it's crazy just like within the week, like how quick
your body can change.
My body adjusted to a new regimen, but now I have to like keep myself to that. I have to be accountable for myself and make sure that
the determination I'm doing to do
it. So like I know for sure that I will drink tea every morning. I'm not doing coffee. Like I might have like a sip here and there with from Ryan, or if we go out or something. Yeah. Like splurge, but it's not an everyday thing. But now it's like getting the regimen of like, okay, well I still need to eat something because now I'm an empty stomach because I'm waking up starving.
Yeah, which is good.
Hungry.
Like you're not. Yeah, you're like give me food.
Crazy. But like I mean, it's like, but I'm not like I'm hungry, but like I don't want to eat because like I'm not used to that. Like I'm nauseous in the morning. Yeah. So like I'll have like a piece of like toast and jam and then my tea, and then I go for my walk. But it's that. Keeping the momentum going, and that's the hard part. Keeping the regimen going. It's hard.
It's a mental battle. Yeah, it's especially with like working out. Yes, working out is obviously physical, but it is way more mental than I guess the normal person who doesn't work out thinks so. You know, like it is so mental. I would say, if anything, it's 80-20, where it's 80% mental and then 20% your actual, like, the actual movement. Because you wake up, you can have intrusive thoughts of being like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I'm comfortable, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then that spirals. And then you force yourself, or you're driving there, you're like, I still don't want to do it. It's so much in here.
So I actually watched a video, and it was like kind of the same thing. Like, you wake up in the morning and you already have that mental mindset of like, oh, I have to go to work, I have to start getting ready, I have to, just like you already you woke up with that negative thought already.
Yeah.
And he said one thing that you could change is just put a Post-it note. Like, if you sleep on your side and you're up against the wall, just put a Post-it note there that says, good morning, sunshine, or like, you got this today. Something with affirmations to it. Where it's just like you open up, and even though you have that negative thought and you look at that Post-it note, at least it's something positive and it's a message to you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the more important
That's really
thing
sweet.
Too,
I like that.
So it's just like that little thing. Like, but then again, like, you do have to get in that regimen of like, okay, I need to put a Post-it note in here to remember.
Yes.
Like, I need but that's called like working on yourself. Yeah. Like, and that's an everyday
It's not
thing.
easy. Like, we were talking about relationships in our last episode, and how the work is not. It doesn't stop when you've passed battle 1. Like, there's gonna be
a battle. It's a whole war.
Infinite, a whole life of battles, and you have to, ebb and flow with the peaks and valleys of your life. You just have to learn to accept that, because it's gonna happen.
Yes.
I don't know anyone who's just had a great life the entire time. Nothing bad's ever happened, or negative or whatever. Like, you gotta learn how to stick to it.
Yes, and it's very normal to be like, okay, I went 5 steps today, but 2 steps back the next day. Like, that's okay. Like, you can do that.
That picture, it's probably everywhere. It's like, success isn't like this, and they're just steps all the way up, and it's like, success is.
There was this really beautiful video. It was like an art display, but it was a physical man, and he was going up, and it was like about like a trapeze act. Like, he had a trampoline, but then there's these staircases, and it was just like this beautiful dance of struggle of like, you're going up these stairs, but then you fall down, and then you go back up, and I cried. That's like, it was actually a very, very beautiful video. It, like, the artist, like, that was in, like, obviously created this, like, put that into thought of like, this is like, no matter what you do, it's an upwards battle. Like, you see the struggles, you fall, you go up, you get on a different step. It might be lower than the one that you were on the other day, but you're still making that climb. You're still getting there. You still have that peak that you're gonna get. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
Miley Cyrus, it's about the climb. It's about the climb. You have the struggles. You have those tougher inclines one day, then you have the other, and
definitely having that regimen is gonna help you battle those battles, because when you're stuck to your regimen, and obviously you can adjust your regimen as needed, but to have one and to stick to it is a big thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, like, so I don't know if everyone watches the Kardashians, the new show. I saw a TikTok, and it's hysterical, because in one of these episodes they're working out. I say
that lightly.
Working out
very
because
lightly.
It's like, first of all, their trainer, I want to say his name is Dom, the one that was in this episode. They obviously have a couple. And he owns a company that sells fitness bands and like gyms that solely do workouts with bands. So that's his thing. Yeah. Okay. It's just banded workouts. So, which is fine, but I'm watching the episode because, of course, when I saw the TikTok, I'm like, is this real? So I go and watch the episode.
Fact check him.
Yeah, because it was basically making fun of how they're working out. There's a trainer literally there who is known. I mean, he's obviously a trainer in LA, so they're all known. Why they hired him. Yeah, he's not a Joe Schmo off the street. Like, I don't want to say he's famous, but he's known. So I'm watching them work out, and they're like, it looked as if someone was like, pretend you don't know how to work out, but work out. And that's what they did. They're doing these like bands, and they're just like, and they're doing these weird things. Like, I was like, what workout is this? This is not a workout at all.
And this is something they do like every day. Like it's every like,
and they're like,
like they're,
I think,
if anything, like they know routine. Like that.
Yeah, they have to.
They
like,
have to know routine.
Your manager is like, boom, 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 boom. This is what we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then for them to come out there, because they're very avid on saying that they work out all the time, and that's how they get into shape.
Surgery.
Yeah. First of all, we know you didn't get that ass by doing that bogus ass squat. Like, there's no way. You got it from the doctor, but that's besides the point. But what annoyed me was for the sheer fact that I had a younger girl come into the gym one time, and when I had new people come in, I wanted to fully just talk to you first, get to know you. You know, you also want to create that rapport with the person. But it's like she comes in and she says, I want to look like Kim Kardashian. Mind you, this girl is younger than 18, first of all.
Also, like, it's not your body. Like, have more of a realistic goal. It takes a while. I know she's young.
Yeah.
Like, I still have moments, you know, like you're shopping and you look at a dress and you're like, that looks really good. But then when you put it on, you're like, oh, I didn't put in, like, how my body looks nothing like your body.
Exactly. And I think it's, as far as celebrities, I won't just single out the Kardashians, but there's every celebrity out there.
Mm-hmm. There's a
when
bunch.
You have to realize that you hold such power and influence. And, for example, because I know the anatomy, I know that Kim Kardashian didn't work out for that butt, we'll just say first, because of the sheer fact that if you were to grow your glutes, there's 3 glute muscles. If you were to grow the medius, minimus, and maximus, you would have to use your quads, your hamstrings, lower back, and calves. Like, you can't squat without activating your quads and your hamstrings and your it's not possible. But if you look at her thighs and her calves, they're like this.
They're tones.
I'm like, what is that? It's literally like straight, but your butt is huge. So for me, I'm like, obviously that's not real.
And
like,
she wasn't born
no,
like that at all.
Like you can have genetics, but that's not genetics. Like that's bought. That's bought. And obviously you don't want to put the girl down because she wants to look like her.
Yeah, there's
but I wanted to educate her because you don't see Kim Kardashian saying, "Oh yeah, I had lipo in one part put here, or I had ass injections," or it's what. She doesn't come out and say that. So to the young girls that are growing up now, heavily influenced by social media, they're going to think that that's achievable. Mm-hmm. And that's not fair. Mm-hmm. And let's say this girl didn't have someone to sit down and explain how that's not achievable. You can get toned legs and glutes and things like that. That's fine. But you're not going to look like Kim Kardashian.
It's a reality check.
Yeah.
It is.
In a nice way. But it's also like, if no one told her that, she would grow up thinking that was still achievable through working out, and she's never going to be satisfied. Mm-hmm. And that
also
screws
working
her.
out your butt isn't everything.
No.
Like, you need to focus on your whole body.
Yeah. I would have other people who would say, I want to just work lower body. I understand that some females don't want to get too big up top, but you're never going to get Arnold Schwarzenegger big unless you're purposefully eating a shit ton of calories and training properly. If you're just maintaining your weight and eating as normal and working out as normal, you're not getting jacked. Muscles need an insane amount of protein and carbs and fats in order to grow massively. So you're not gonna walk around like this. But it's definitely hard to tell someone that because, first of all, if you want to grow a butt and you're gonna have to, you don't have to, but let's say we're using squats as an example, and you're gonna use a bar. So a barbell, and let's say you want to put weight because you want to grow your glutes, you're gonna have to amp up the weight.
The bar itself already weighs 25 pounds?
Anywhere between 35 and 45 pounds, depending on the bar. Mm-hmm. Certain bars you use for certain things are a different weight. But that in itself, so let's say you take a 35-pound bar and you put 10 pounds on each side. Mm-hmm. You need to have the upper body strength to have it on your back. Like,
well,
there's no, like, if you don't have a strong upper body or back or chest or core or anything, it's just like...
That's pretty impressive then if they could do that.
More power to you if you can do that, but that's like, you're just waiting for an injury. Mm-hmm. And that goes the same thing for diets that they show. It's like, I'm on this new skinny tea diet.
Yeah, I have a friend, she's a huge health nut and has gone through a bunch of different diets. Like, she's done keto, paleo, she's a carnivore diet right now.
Oh my God.
She was a, 5-time champ bodybuilder. She went through the regimen.
Yeah.
She worked her body. She knew what she was doing. Mm-hmm. She constantly read educational books about different proteins that your body needs, like what chemicals your brain needs, just to make sure that she was just in the mindset, because just bodybuilding itself is a very strenuous activity on your, and then emotionally too, just going through it's months and months of training.
You have to do
it. So right now she's currently in a carnivore diet, which is just meat. She literally just eats steak and butter. She went to Costco and asked the butcher section of it. It was like, what do you do with all of your shaved fats, all of the cuts fats? And they're like, we normally just throw them out. And she was like, can we have them? And they literally sent her a pallet worth of just fat from the steaks for free. And just gave it to her. And now she has all of this fat for free that she has. But it's just it's crazy because now going back to her other diets. So now she's learned that, her body has changed significantly depending on the diet that she is. Because each diet provides a different thing. Your keto, you're strictly working on your proteins and your vegetables. Mm-hmm. No carbs, no sugars. Yeah. I'm not sure what paleo is.
I did know, but I'm gonna probably butcher this. It's like no egg, no. I believe. I can't remember.
It's not vegan.
No, yeah. There's obviously restrictions.
Okay. I forgot what it's called,
pescatarian?
A pescatarian, yeah. So
seafood and no meat.
Yeah, so that I was like that for a while because I just didn't want, chicken freaked me out for a minute.
Yeah.
But it's tough because, I go through, I have more of a keto diet because I've noticed carbs do slow me down. They hold on me. I get bloated. I'm I notice that on my body. So now I know I'm only going to have carbs on special occasions or just here and there moments. But, looking at my husband and my friends, they'll eat they have different diets because their body is different. Their body reacts 100% in a completely different way. Just because one person says this is the way to do it. This is how you'll get fit with this diet. That's not necessarily true because your body isn't like their body. it might work to an extent.
Yeah. Because literally not everyone is made the same. We know that, but everyone seems to forget that sometimes. You were mentioning that guy, I remember his name. He used to work with Paige Hathaway, who is a big fitness influencer. But he's the one.
V-Shred guy?
Yeah. He's the one that, he
keeps popping up saying, you don't need cardio. I'm honestly, you need to still raise your heart.
You need cardiovascular health. If someone tells you you don't need to do any type of cardio, I don't care if they say, you don't have to walk on a treadmill or, okay, but you need cardiovascular health is your heart. You need to work your heart to make it healthy. That's just a fact. But for let's say it was the same 16-year-old girl who saw that and was like, oh, I don't have to, in her mind, because let's say she's young and isn't as knowledgeable in it, she's like, oh, I don't have to really sweat that much to look great? Okay. And she signs up. You're just taking advantage of the non-knowledgeable in that field and making money off of it. And I understand it's a business, but there's people and their lives. They trust you.
That he's doing something good too.
Yeah,
because
and that's cool
for him. And then he was like, "Oh, I definitely have a good system here. I have the, the key ingredient on how to work out, and this will work for everybody." No, you do not.
It doesn't.
You do not have the cure. You do not have the key of
one thing for everyone.
Yes, it doesn't work that way.
No, because and that literally goes for every and anything. if one person is giving you a workout plan literally for 20 other people, it's like, I want to work out different things than that person does, yet we have the same. Like you just have to take everything online with a grain of salt, because
same thing when you walk into a gym. Like, your routine is going to be very different than someone else's
100%.
routine.
And it should be. Like, no sane people should be on the same workout regimen thinking it's going to give them the same results. Mm-hmm. You're not the same people. Like,
I took a nutrition class in high school. It was actually probably one of my favorite classes. And
it is interesting.
There was a couple of weeks where we went through where you could actually determine what's best for you through your blood type.
Yeah. The blood type diet.
Yeah. So if you are like struggling, and I think it's more just like a guideline of like, this might be best for you, but like, you don't have to obviously follow through with it. But I think that's like a really interesting take on what is best for you, and like where to start, opposed to going to celebrities and looking for advice that way. Like, go to like an actual doctor and get tested and see what, and also check what allergies
trained professionals
you have too. Like, see what. Because you don't know if you're allergic to something as well.
Which has a big play, because let's say you're allergic, but maybe not like anaphylactic allergic, but that is causing inflammation in your body, or causing your cortisol levels, which are your stress hormones, to go higher. Mm-hmm. But you may not know, but on the inside, that's what it's doing. Mm-hmm. And you can work out all you want. If your cortisol levels are skyrocketing, you're not losing as much weight as you should be. No. It's just fact.
And that's how it was with my dairy. Like, I had a dairy allergy. It subsided, and now it's slowly coming back again. Mm-hmm. And it's so weird. Like, if I have like a very like creamy ice cream, depending on how natural it is, my throat gets itchy. Like, I get itchy and uncomfortable.
So the more natural? Or the less natural?
More natural. The more
that's crazy.
The more dairy it has in it, like fatty milk or
like a whole milk type of.
And like going to coffee, like, and I put my creamer in and stuff, like, then I started getting like bloat, like I get such bloating, like the gurgles, like there's something going on in my stomach. I'm just uncomfortable. And then like you sit down and you're like you feel a pain in you, like it's so uncomfortable, and like you don't want to go through that like at all. It's not fun.
No. So, like, leave it to a trained professional and not people you see solely on social media. Yeah, celebrities.
And if you do see something, like, take it from, Danielle's old customers, like, ask about it, like, ask a question, and then like if it is something that it maybe seemed a little too good to be true, but like you could try and incorporate it into a way that is actual workout,
and fit that towards your,
and then post that whatever, and be like, I just made their workout better.
Literally. Exactly.
But no, it's crazy, the diets. I mean, going to diets, like there's this whole the Grimace shake.
This is so strange.
It's a real quick thing that happened, because it was like I think it was like its birthday. It was the Grimace's birthday.
Its birthday. Again, what is it, first of all?
I looked it up. It said it's a taste bud. It's a taste bud.
That's
a purple taste bud,
which is looking taste
weird. Bud. Who has a purple?
But who makes it taste bud? Like, why not a tongue?
The creativity was definitely questioned. I mean, this is probably like the 80s. Like, they're probably like all on like cocaine and like
probably,
LSD,
and that's where they came up with this blog.
Yeah, no, it's McDonald's.
But it's weird. It's like our generation drinking the shake. This is on social media, and then once they drink the shake, it's like a mass murder scene.
Yeah, so apparently Grimace is the villain of the group.
Which is crazy, because wouldn't it be Hamburglar? But go on.
Yeah, right? Like, wouldn't your taste bud be the friends? Because, like, everything's delicious. Do you know all the characters of McDonald's?
No, I just know the Hamburglar, because they had a movie that I can literally...
McDonald's did a movie?
Oh my god, yeah. You actually have to watch it.
What?
It was I just feel the nostalgia right now thinking about the movie itself. Yeah, it was a movie, and the Hamburglar obviously was in it. But I just remember the Hamburglar because, like, his name was very funny. It's like Hamburglar, and he has like a burglar.
I see him in my head. Yeah. I'm literally gonna find the name of this because there was a movie.
Yeah,
I was like, like my dad like would take us to McDonald's. Like we had like I loved their breakfast. Like you gotta love their pancakes and stuff.
My mom was always the one like, we got food at home.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
my mom, yes, my dad. If I'm with my dad's like McDonald's, and we're like yes. Mm-hmm. So we would go and like, but like I was never one to be like, I need to know all the characters of McDonald's. Like the same thing with like Chuck E. Cheese. Like I didn't have to know like the bands.
Creep me.
Fucking creepy.
They creep me
out. I'm just here for the food. Like I could care less about your branding. Like I'm just like I'm a kid anyway. I'm like 4 years old.
Literally.
Like I just wanted to go down the slide. I want to play in the
play skee ball. Like, come on.
But a movie, that's wild.
Yeah, look. I'm telling you.
Scared Silly? Was that the name of it? The Legend of Grimace Island?
That's the one that I watched. That one. That was exactly it. Because I do remember
why is the movie called Scared Silly? What is that?
So, honestly, if you watch it, now that I'm looking at it, it's bringing back...
Is there a dark side of McDonald's?
There honestly could be, because I'm getting creepy vibes now that I'm looking at it. Remembering what it is.
That doesn't even trigger anything for me. Like I look at that and that's all new information.
You gotta watch it. Of Grimace Island. Okay. The Legend of Grimace Island.
Okay.
It's creepy now that I think about it, but at the time you're like,
it's like you're watching this as a kid and like I watched like The Yellow Submarine. Like that was like my shit. Like that is like I watch that like every day.
Or,
like
yeah, that's the one with
the blue minions. The meanies.
What?
The Yellow Submarine? You sang the song.
But that's not we all live in
the Yellow Submarine. Yeah, it's a movie.
Wasn't that like the Beatles or some shit?
It is. It's a Beatles movie. It's called The Yellow Submarine. It's all of Sgt. Pepper Jack's band.
Wow. We're literally the same age and literally have the completely opposite.
It's okay. You're over here on Grimace Islands, and I'm over here fucking floating through space with the Beatles.
Oh my god, dude, it was really scary.
Okay, so I guess that's why there's that trend.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, because we were just very confused.
But they would like blow up, like they would drink their drink in like a TikTok, and then the one I remember because it's hard not to forget, and like he literally just blows up into purple slime. And then the other one was...
Is this what happens on the islands?
No. Honestly, there may be hidden messages that I understand now.
I have so many movies to watch this weekend.
I'm making Grant watch that tonight. I don't care what he says. He's gonna be like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I don't give a shit. But the other video was a guy, it looked like a cave. Like, or it could have just been something dark. But he drinks it, and he's like, oh no, like, I'm feeling it. And then he blows up. The phone falls in like a perfect angle. So, and then all of a sudden you see all his friends that are dead and like purple, we'll say goo or foam or whatever is literally coming out of their mouth, and they're laying there with the shake like acting dead. Why?
This is like a very interesting marketing. Like, did McDonald's start this or like? Well, so like they came out the shake because of his. I think it's his birthday. I think it was like
birthday anniversary,
the character anniversary,
yeah.
Whatever. But like, who was the one that started like that trend where
making it
like a horror theme?
It's
but really? I guess that's like now I'm like looking at this information. It kind of looks creepy. So now I see the direction of why they would do that.
It's weird. It's a weird direction to take.
Let us know if you tried the Grimace Shake.
And if you're alive.
I honestly don't even know where a McDonald's is for us to like. I haven't eaten at McDonald's for years.
The only McDonald's that I know of is because I literally pass all the time on Route 9.
Oh, wait. No, there's the one over in Englishtown by the nail salon by a Quick Check.
Oh, yeah. There is one there, too. I always come from the other way, so I never see it.
That's the one I pass.
But, yeah, why?
I don't know.
Why?
It's just
what's the point?
It's an interest. I mean, they definitely got attention. Like tons of people are doing it, and now McDonald's is getting all of this business because now people are trying this Grimace Shake
because they need more money,
or just to do this TikTok.
Yeah, make it a trend.
So, and I do see people like reviewing it too. Like, does it taste good? I heard it's just like a berry shake, which does not seem appealing to me either.
No. To be honest,
I feel like they could have done a little bit more creativity here, but
maybe not
picked the
him.
Shamrock Shake. So maybe because like they already have like a shake thing going on, so they're like, let's just do a Grimace Shake. But like, they do like a Hamburglar Shake. Like, are they gonna do it for every character now?
really hope not.
I hope not either. That's a lot.
Just stick with your hamburger, cheeseburger, chicken nuggets, and fries. Please.
Yeah.
Because we know your McFlurry machine is broken. So, like...
For real.
Like, we get that. We understand you don't want to serve a McFlurry. But okay. Not that I've had one in years, but...
No.
Anyway.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like... So, just like on my... alone time, I guess, or like just searching through Facebook. I always go through like Marketplace because I'm always just curious. Like, you know, you find some good things
Gems.
once in a while. Yeah. And there are definitely certain things in there that that's very questionable. Like, why would someone want to share this or
what did you see?
So one thing was the surrogacy. People
that is crazy to me.
Asking for people to have babies for them,
which is like,
I would initially start on the Marketplace for that if I was decided to be
there are
someone's
secure,
surrogate.
Fully run, safe companies that will properly match you and make sure that this is the safest because it is. Not the most dangerous process, but it's a dangerous process. Like, you don't know this person.
You have
like,
to go through like medical records and make
background
sure
checks.
checks.
They have to be approved. They have to get like I don't know if it's weekly or monthly or whatever it is, but you have to get tested. You have to get blood work. You got to do all the shit.
Yeah, you have to do like hormone shots.
And you're just gonna leave that to Facebook Market.
Yeah, no, it was that, and this is not like, you know, like it says like sponsored. Like, this was not a sponsored thing. This was like
Joe Schmo.
Yeah, like Kate and Timothy looking for somebody to like
have my baby.
That's crazy. It's like some weird stuff. Some things are funny though, where like people are selling mirrors. And you go through and you're just like, you look at all these angles of like people just trying to like avoid the mirror itself, and you're like,
well, they're like, like, oh, I didn't see you behind the phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, that is a funny one because I did see, it was an older lady. I did see a really beautiful Florida ceiling mirror, and she was taking a picture, but like all you saw was her arm, so she was obviously not in frame of the mirror, but she was like this, taking it at the mirror.
Oh my god, it's her arm.
It is really funny. Like,
at least she had the awareness. She probably took a few pictures and was about to post them and be like,
I don't want to be
oh my god, no.
Yeah. I will say this was during COVID, during lockdown, and this lady was selling a Restoration Hardware coffee table. If you know Restoration Hardware, that's just expensive and very nice.
Heavy,
expensive.
And it's heavy.
Yeah. I would never buy it full price, but she had it on there for free. It weathered a lot of storms, we'll just say it that way, because she literally left it on the side of her house, like her 7-bedroom home, literally on the side of her house.
She didn't have a room to put it in.
Like, or she obviously was that rich, so she didn't even care that, because I'm sure that coffee table, $6,000, I would say those things would go for on the website, like done. So I saw it, and it was out there at least for 2 years. Like, there was no way that would, it was just so worn, and it looked intact in the picture. So I messaged her, and she's like, yeah, it's free. It's literally on the side of the house. So like, pull up, grab it and go. So I'm like, Grant, we gotta go. So we go and pick it up, and I'm looking at it, and we try, so the top pieces are kind of like panels of pieces of wood. And we go to take it, and it like all crumbles. Like, all the panels for the top were not attached anymore.
Now there's an understanding on why it was on the side of the house.
Well, yeah. It was literally, it was so destroyed in a sense, and Grant's like, I don't think like we're going to be able to salvage this.
He had no hope.
No hope
at all.
He didn't see my vision, though. So I'm like, let's take it home. I'm going to ask my dad. Because my dad, dad's can fix everything, So I'm like, if he says we can't fix it, then we can't fix it.
And just throw
and
it
Grant's
out.
like,
and then someone else.
Okay, yeah. So I take it back home. I'm like, Dad, is this I just need a 1%.
Yeah.
Is this 1% salvageable? And he was like, well, it'll take some time. You got to
broken can be fixed.
Yeah. He's like, we have to like restructure it, secure it, all that before we even think about sanding and painting and staining. So I was like, well, that's all I needed. Cool. I mean, you have nothing but time during lockdown.
Yes.
So we literally spent a month every single day working on it, and we cleaned everything out. We put everything where it was supposed to be. We ratchet it, like
you had to lock it. Yeah, glued it
for at least 2 days so that it's like solid and it's not going anywhere. We ended up staining it. It looks great. It's
you
like
guys, you did a great job. Like, and I was like very impressed. Like, I didn't realize like it had the drawers and you just left them open. Yeah. And then like I didn't realize that the top lifted up. Like it had like a whole hinge.
So the top wasn't even
like like it was a hydraulic. I know
what you mean. I don't think
Hydrolocks. No, I'm just gonna stop. Some gear.
It wasn't. It's we don't know the name of it, but anyway, it is.
It lifts up.
Yeah, the top. We put these mechanisms in there, and it literally just comes up. So like if we're sitting on the couch, we can like eat at honestly probably like this height, and
it's very convenient.
Inside. Yeah, like it's so great. So like you can find gems or what you see as a gem on Facebook Marketplace, and then you get weird ass shit, or you get like our apartment that we live in, I found on Facebook Marketplace. It wasn't on Zillow, wasn't on apartments.com or anything. You might as well
have just gone on Craigslist.
Seriously, yeah. I was literally just like scrolling because I saw that people can sell or rent or whatever on there.
I see, but like it's so strange because like I do see people like renting out because they have like homes and stuff, so they like, want to rent out their house. But, like, you're their sole, but like an apartment building.
Literally
like
an apartment building.
Different.
I saw it and it was like it looked nice, and then I messaged her. I was like, "Yeah, can we come and look at it?" She was like, "Sure." And then I think within a week or two, like we signed papers and it was ours, and I was like,
that's crazy.
Just found this on Facebook Marketplace. And like it also depends on where you're looking, because there's a location that you can put on there too, like of what radius you're looking in to find. I can't ever find like really cute, trendy, mid-century modern stuff because I love that.
No, but like everything, regardless of if you got it at Walmart, people are putting on Facebook Marketplace that it's MCM. I'm like, this is not mid-century modern. No. Like, you got this from Walmart. Stop trying to sell it for $300.
Facts.
I'm like, I'm not the idiot going to buy it. Yeah,
no.
I'm not the one that's going
Let someone else buy that $10 chair for $400.
Oh, it's wild. I definitely saw during COVID a lot more interesting products on the marketplace. But now I just see, like, the refurbishments.
Yeah.
People that like found those gems and now selling them for like $800.
So much money. Like my friend Laura, she wanted some art like to fill up her apartment, and she found gems though. She kept sending me all of these links for things. I'm like, how do you find? They were beautiful. They were beautiful vases. They were beautiful artwork. It was a mirror that was. I'm like, how the fuck did you find this? What are you searching? I can't find that. But she ended up buying this. I don't know the artist, but I think she bought it for $100 like around there. And
it was a big painting?
A decent size, yeah. And like a normal painting.
Okay. That's a good size.
Yeah. And she Googled the artist, and something like that goes for like $350. That's and I was like, holy shit. So me being me, I'm like, sell that shit for $350. And she's like, no, I really like. She really likes it, so she's gonna keep. Yeah. She was like, no, I really like this one, and I got it. I was like, well, then you got it for a steal because it was like some old couple. Like they just wanted to get rid of things. They probably didn't like really understand the severity of the value, but yeah, you could find gems. You could find your surrogate. You could like it feels like the black market, but legal.
It's very.
Yeah, you can find anything on there.
It's funny, too. Like, I've sold a few things on Marketplace. I do have a few items now that are on Marketplace, but I just don't want to message these people back.
But some of them feel like, well, most of them feel like bots, because I was selling this stuff from the gym, and they would be like, it was the treadmill, for example. Took a bunch of pictures, like, more than enough information about it on the Facebook Marketplace. And some random person would message in and be like, how much, even though the price says it right there. And I would,
clearly
$300. Yeah, $300.
Picture people.
And it'll be like, when, send, and then like pick up, send. And I'm like, I don't like you. Suspicious. I'm not selling this to you.
Yeah.
It's tough.
No, I know. I have things that was just like, it's local pickup only, but then I have people from like Minnesota messaging me like, how are you getting this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like,
you're going to travel all the way here from Minnesota for
Yeah, I'm not taking a trip to the UPS store to ship something out that's $30. Like, no. I'm sorry. No.
I did that with something, was it glass? It was something that could break, and they wanted they wanted it shipped. And I was like, well, then you are going to have to pay, though, for those. I'm not paying for the proper materials to secure it and to pay to ship it to you when you're buying it.
It's going to be like $50 plus on just the packing.
Especially if it's cumbersome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Like, no. What I'm going to break even paying to get it to you.
The weight alone is ridiculous.
It's a weird place.
So I went to Mexico in December, and opposed to just like taking the stuff on the plane with me, I decided to ship it from Arizona to New Jersey. Mm-hmm. It was like a blanket, like a couple of art pieces, like sculptures, very tiny. And then she made homemade butter, vanilla butter. It was so fucking good.
What?
And so there was like 5 things in a decent sized box. $250 to ship it. Given this is December, so it is around Christmas. Like, this is literally like the week before Christmas. But still, I feel like a blanket and then like 3 other things. You probably paid less in the items. It would have been cheaper to buy another suitcase and check the bag. Yeah. Than shipping it, but I just didn't want to like handle it. That. Yeah, I just didn't want to handle it, so I just paid the extra money for it. But no, they definitely kill you on those fees. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't want to ship anything. No. Poshmark, like any of those like reseller sites. I did it for a while, but then I ran out of boxes, and I'm like, I'm not buying more boxes and tape and packing peanuts and like it's too rather much. Donate it.
Yeah, no, I'm not a business. I'm like just an individual trying to make some cash.
Exactly. Like, do you want the sneakers or not?
Just take it.
Come here and grab it.
They're basically free.
Yeah, just take it off my hands.
Yeah. No, the marketplace is definitely a weird era of our life. Yeah.
It's like a dark, because you could go hours. I don't know about you, but like I could literally be like,
no, I've gone and searched and just
cars. You can sell cars.
Yeah, people have no shame.
No.
In selling anything. I've watched like
that's kind of sketchy.
Sex toys.
First of all, like sanitation.
The hygiene alone.
When they sell a couch and it's like lightly used,
and you see like the butt prints on that, and you're like,
imagine a sex toy and it's like lightly used.
Oh no.
Define lightly. Yeah. Because no thanks. that would be
Did it work?
Yeah, right? Like, does job. Sold. Yeah. Buy. Fucking idiots. Like, I can't.
Oh my God. So another thing that came up that got approved this week, the FAA, don't ask me what it means. It's like the Flying Association.
Federal Flying Association?
Something like that. We'll just say that.
Fact checked us.
Approved the testing for flying cars.
Oh my God.
I have some concerns.
Many some concerns. Like traffic airways.
Yes.
We obviously have rules on the street, like that you have to abide by. You're on the right side. Well, depending on the country, but you're on the right side. Things like that. Mm-hmm. Stop signs, red lights. All of these. Any rule that you need to know when you take your license. Like, these are all rules for the road.
And people don't even follow those.
Yeah. To begin with. Even when you have a boat, like, there are waterway rules that you have to abide by. Like, how do you... I just can't fathom, like, when you get 400 feet, okay, well, where's 400... Are you going to put a stop sign in the air?
Well, no, they're going to have to have controls and... some type of measurement of elevation of where you are. So my best friend, she's going through the pilot program. She's learning. So she's been a flight attendant, so obviously she knows her way around an aircraft. But now she's working to become a pilot. And one of the things that, like, as we're discussing, is learning all of the communication in air. So given like, yeah, there's hundreds of planes, there's thousands of cars. And
so many.
And then you're thinking, okay, now we have a city, like New York City, going around, and you have
which
all of these
on the
cars
road are already
is already insane, but now we're up in the air. That one car has to know the communication of the car next to him. He has to know the car that's across the way. He has to know what's going on to make sure that there is not going to be a crash. And if there is a crash in the air, what's on the bottom? Like, it's going to be such a bigger
collides.
It's going to be such a bigger fatality than what like a car crash would be. I don't trust. I probably wouldn't even be able to experience a flying car. I hope this isn't really in my.
I really hope not. I don't want to experience it.
Like the 2100s. I feel like I think that's just more the era. Like with my
where
vertigo,
it's more.
like I don't even think I'd be able to. Yeah, like we wouldn't be able to fly a freaking car.
Even in a plane, it bothers me. Like obviously, I do it because traveling is very exciting for me, and I get past that. But like if I just go to Target. And I'm X amount of feet in the air. I don't know.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
And then, let's say they do get into a car crash. Now my mind's just going. I'm thinking about how the hell is a fire truck, which are like these things don't weigh like 1,000. They're tons. Like they weigh tons because they have to carry a shit ton of equipment. That's gonna fly in the air.
And then what about privacy?
Wait. If it's on fire in the air, where are the fire hydrants? In the air. How do you do that?
Well, I feel like they would probably have to be like on a post or something, like just like a very tall.
This sounds very expensive.
You're going. It is. It's a.
That's what that sounds.
Well, no. Like I'm like thinking. Like, did you watch the movie Fifth Element?
No.
No. With Bruce Willis.
What was it about?
5 elements.
She's like,
well, no, okay, so we're in the future. Well, so guys, let's just say Bruce Willis is a taxi driver, but we're in the future, and it's just like just the movie itself is just like so chaotic. Say like he's in like a New York City scene, but it's like New York, like the scene itself gives me like the city in like the 70s or 80s. Okay. Like it's just like chaotic, it's smoky, it's dirty, you know. But like this is the future, so like cars are driving everywhere, and it's just like it's so chaotic. Like you just have cars passing by left and right. Like I don't have the attention span to be able to like look around, see my surroundings like that quick enough.
Yeah, and to like be aware, assess, and process, and then react. That's too many variables that I gotta deal with.
Landing, like you have to notify everybody on the ground, and then the people around you up in the air saying that, like, okay, like you know, the Honda Civic,
we approve.
The silver Honda Civic is in for a landing.
License plate 429. We're approved.
But not everyone's gonna have to know. Nobody knows their fucking license plate number, so everyone's gonna have to remember that too. Like it's just where we're going with technology. On like where we are now, like with AI and everything, using this as like a key to like help with making lives easier. But then we're going to flying cars,
which
where
seems
like
complicated.
It's complicated.
Well, it's not
like,
doesn't seem. It is.
It is. Yeah. But like, why are we? We're like, I feel like we're dumbing the population down and then like making advanced technology where only certain people will be able to
access it and utilize it. Yeah. I completely agree with that. It's weird because it's like. We mentioned this before in referencing Back to the Future. And it's like at that time they thought by now we would be, not that we haven't made strides in technology and life and things like that, but like they thought we'd be so surpass what we are now.
I think it was the year, like it was 20 what was the year that they did in the movie? It was like July 26, 2016 or something like that.
And we're in 2023.
I remember when the date came and everyone was like, we don't have flying cars, we don't have the skateboards, we don't have those Nike Air Force shoes. Or like, you know, like it was like all of these like different things that like we just haven't got into. Which is insane because like you look back and like the advancement of technology between like the 80s to the 2000s was a quick progression, but definitely not as quick it is from the 2000s to the 2020s.
True.
Like it.
True. Very true.
Exponentially. Went
it
much
skyrocketed.
So there's a law. I think it's called Moore's Law, Moores, and it's about how technology only gets better every 2 years, regardless of the situation of humans, because the chips in this technology is just always constantly learning. And so no matter what you do, it will advance regardless of what you end up doing with it.
That's nuts when you think about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Moore's Law. Yeah. But it's like it's an interesting concept of flying cars. Thinking it's definitely not in our year. It's definitely not in our lifetime. I hope
maybe, my like, grandchildren don't.
I definitely see like the testing of flying cars come in our future, but not
like we've seen it in the past. The billionaires get to try it out. And how about you try it out? You let me know how things go, and I'm going to watch from down here.
Try our flying car for $250,000.
Yeah. There's no chairs. There's no seat. There's no bathroom or anything. Just try it out.
We don't even recline. You can't recline in the air.
You lay down.
You have to wear an air helmet. Imagine you have to actually wear like the air.
I feel like you... Well, I'm just hypothetical. Like, there's no...
That's a
battery.
That's
such a great night tonight. I'm going to watch all these
throwbacks.
Facts.
All right, anyway.
So there's like... I wouldn't say there's a... I was going to say bless you, but never mind. Do you feel that you are either book smart, street smart, both? Like what... There's always not a war between the two, but it's always like, what's better or what are you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think... Definitely, it's a mix. It's definitely a mixture. More street smarts than book smarts. I definitely think it's more towards like where I grew up because I'm more street smart. Book smart, I think it's just a different way of applying yourself, and I'm somebody that needs hands-on experience, not someone that could just like read something and then just apply it. Like I can't do that. Like I need to like actually like I could read it, but I still need like some type of activity, some type of exercise to understand it and then be able to apply it somewhere else. Yeah. I'd say like an 80-20. Like I feel like that's the number for today. Like 80-20, you know.
I agree with that. Yeah. I do agree with that. Again, going back to like where and how you grew up, I didn't know I was more street smart at the time, like when I was younger, until I moved to the suburbs. And that I really was just like,
that's a good point.
Whoa, it's so different. I growing up was not allowed to play on the side of the house or the front of the house. Like, we had a small little lawn in the front, but
our lifestyles were so different. My parents did not give a shit. Like, we lived on Staten Island on like the busiest road, and they were like, yeah, go wherever you want. Yeah, we would take the trains to like the next stop. I'm like 6 years old.
Yeah, no, wasn't allowed. Well, to be fair, like, I don't want to say like a lot of like there was a lot of shootings, there's a lot of robberies.
It wasn't the safest neighborhood.
No, so like as an adult, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want my kid playing in the front by themselves. But at the time, I'm like, well, yeah, I play in the front. I like to play in the backyard. But you grow up with a certain level of street smarts, and you pick up on that very fast. So I could be walking down the street, and I am aware of who's coming towards me. I'm aware if someone's behind me. I'm aware of the people across the street. Someone at the corner looks a little sketchy, just the way he's walking and his mannerisms or what he's saying. So like you grow up very aware, hyper aware at sometimes. And
diligent.
Yes, exactly. And then moving to the suburbs, and I remember the craziest thing to me, this always stands out to me, was when we moved in, I saw kids playing in the street. And I was like, Mom. I literally remember going in the garage.
Kid.
I 100% was a stoop kid. Like, yeah. So I remember vividly looking at my mom and being so shocked. Like,
all these years.
I'm like, they're allowed to play in the street? Like, I remember saying, their mom let them play in the street. And my mom, I think that was also a realization for her, realizing how I grew up and then how now I can grow up.
Yes.
So she was just like, oh. And I remember seeing her face like kind of change. And she's like, well, since we moved, we live in a safer place. You can play in the street.
Oh man, she took the leash off.
But I still was like so worried. Like a car would come down our street, and they stop for you, like in the suburbs. They'll wait, you disperse, and it's very neighbor, like movie stuff. And I remember seeing a car over 100 yards pull down our street, and I'm like, guys, you gotta get out the way. There's a car. And they're like, okay. So embarrassing. But I would say...
That's adorable.
I would say I was definitely more street smart than book smart. I mean, same. I need to read it, write it, say it.
It's just experiences. It's just every single thing
100%.
you do it's a learning 100%. Experience. Like I think we are both key indicators of like travel is our education.
100%.
Traveling is everything. You will learn so much more through culture and experiences than you will through a book.
1000%.
You definitely still learn. Like I'm not telling you don't read. Like read books. Read books. Like,
but get out there. Immerse yourself in it.
Take what you're reading and then actually experience it. I started doing. I have all of these like guidebooks. Either like they focus on like the Northeast or it's Europe or just like the national parks. And so I actually started just reading them because I was like who reads these? I was like, what? Like, cause like you're like, you know, like you open a page, you like skim through it, you put a note on it, like, okay, but I'm like, I actually like want to learn about it. Like, I might not be more interested in like the altitudes of some of these places, but I am curious on like what trails are there, and, like, what
about it, history
is there, and what history,
ecosystem.
There's like so many different. All of our national parks have been part of history. You go to the Grand Canyon and it's actually very inspiring to hear like these two brothers were just traveling and one was like a salesman and the other one was an artist, and they literally went around selling the Grand Canyon, showing people like this is out there, this is the world. And they literally built a whole conservatory at the Grand Canyon for visitors to come and experience and see it. And it's just like, and it's like very eye-opening, and you learn so much. Like we kind of talked about last episode, like what are you like, what inspires you? It's nature. It's like going traveling. Like I did Zion National Park, Bryce Canyon, Antelope Canyon, and the Grand Canyon. I cried at every single park.
It's beautiful.
It's just like, you don't understand the appreciation of what you have around you until you're there.
Yeah, because pictures don't do it justice.
No,
I look at the pictures that I took from the Grand Canyon, and I obviously remember because it wasn't that long ago, and I'm like, yeah, the pictures are beautiful, like don't get me wrong, but I'm like, this is nothing compared to what it looked like to see it.
I have my backgrounds right now, so this picture of my background, so this is at the very end of the Narrows in Zion, and it was just like a moment of relief because we're like we still have to hike all the way back, like, because we're in a dead end, but it was just like the relief of what we just went through, the serene nature around you, like all you hear is the birds and the water like running through, and I just like had an emotional experience, and just I started crying. My tour guide was like, this is very normal, like this is a very normal thing. Like if you are one that really does appreciate like you're on a different level, you will get an emotional sense while you're there. And I got it at almost every park that we went to, but that Zion, I definitely put it on your bucket list. It's called the Narrows. It's like one of the top bucket list hikes to do in Zion National Park, and we just happened to be doing it.
Divine timing.
Absolutely gorgeous.
You gotta do it.
But it's just one of those things where you have to immerse yourself and learn.
Have to.
So, and that's like even just like hiking, like you're learning all these primitive skills on like how to survive. Like you don't think about those things until like you're actually in nature, where you're like,
because you have to put your phone down.
And that's where street smarts comes in, where you're actually like, okay, I need to know my surroundings. I have to understand. Like we just had a coworker that went to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. He said it was absolutely beautiful. We definitely need to do a girls' trip. We got a cabin in Gatlinburg. I
actually have a cousin who lives like not on the trail itself, but like they could walk and be on, like, literally on their mountains or the backyard. Like, it's crazy.
He was like, you just look out and you just see mountains, and you don't even know, like, your surroundings around you. And there's obviously chemtrails all around. So if you meet with like a forest ranger, they have those cameras, and they'll come meet you at some point, and they'll tell you, like, you have a bear trail, like, passing through behind you, and like notify you that there's something going on. I was like, that's crazy.
Get me the fuck
They're
out.
black bears, like, you just scare them away. But
we get them in Jersey.
Yeah, but it's not still often, like, we got a little off topic, but it's the street smarts. It's knowing what's around you.
Yeah. And there's I wouldn't say like one is better than the other, but I do think you should have a mixture of both.
Oh no, I definitely
best of both worlds.
Yes.
Like, you should just have both. If not, you can learn that. Like, it's not learnable.
It's just applying yourself.
Yeah. Just like everything else in life, honestly.
Well, going into like book smarts and street smarts, and figuring out what inspires you, and if it is better, like if it is like street smarts and book smart really can't be compared.
No, I don't. They're separate entities. In all honesty, they obviously both bring you value, but they are their separate entities in themselves. Like, and I think both are very valuable. So if you and honestly, like, work on your strengths and not strengths. Like you were saying, you just reading a book is not your best form of retaining that knowledge for you.
But still do it.
Yeah, but you were like, oh, like, let me read about this. Like, I'm interested in it. Let me put that forth and go ahead and finish that.
Yeah, I kind of went through like a closed-mindedness where I'm like, okay, like, I'm not interested in it, so I'm not going to be able to obtain it. That's not true.
No.
It's just
not.
Like,
it's just your mind telling you that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it.
Exactly. And you know, your mind is the only thing that will tell you no.
Yeah.
Is the only thing that will stop you for doing anything. And
make that decision for you if you allow that little voice to be like, no.
Yeah, so I may not be enjoying some of the national park reads, but like it
brought you knowledge.
But I'm learning all of these different places that I didn't even think about
that you could travel to and experience and explore and learn and
those books, like, they're not they're very timeless. Like, they're not something like you have to keep updating, like,
because it will still be Zion National.
Facts. Yeah, like, it is like the mountain is not going shorter, it's not tall, it's not getting taller, like,
it's disappearing.
It's not it's
gonna be there for a long time. Yeah, we're still gonna work on our title for this little segment here. We've got a couple ideas, but it's gotta.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions on, like, the segment too,
let us know. It's always going to be an intellectual, deep question that's going to make you think. It's going to make you expand that mindset a little bit. So whatever you got, please help.
Send it our way.
Send help. But for this segment's topic, it's going to be finding a purpose. And obviously everyone has a different purpose in life. I truly believe that everyone was put on this planet for a specific reason. It could be as minute as you were supposed to go to this store on this day and interact with this woman who might have had the worst day of her entire life, and you just changed her life. It could be so minute. I mean, not that that's minute, but it could be so minute in the sense of your whole being. And then you could be the one who's supposed to climb Mount Everest in 10 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be anything. But I think that everyone was here for a specific reason, and I think it's our duty to figure out what that may be. Some people don't find their purpose in life.
No.
And some people do.
Everyone's on their own timeline.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that that's the bad thing.
Yeah. But your purpose might be something, you think this might be your purpose, and you follow it for years.
Yeah.
But then you find a new purpose too. And then
and that's fine.
Let go of that purpose that you were on, and then you just move on to something new.
Yeah. Just like the mentor topic we were talking about. You can have a mentor for your entire life, and you can have a mentor for your chapter.
Yes.
Different chapter, like your purpose can be for a minute part of your life or the entire thing. And you have to find, it's very frustrating. I get frustrated. Like, I'm only 28 years old. In the grand scheme of life, It's young.
We're currently looking for a purpose
Yes.
right now. Like starting this podcast might not be a purpose, but it's probably a part of it. It's definitely something that is pushing us towards a greater purpose.
Yeah. And pushing you to do something uncomfortable. We've never done this before. Like, this is all new to us. Obviously, we've listened to podcasts. We have camera. Like, we
know how to have
we
conversations.
can do that. But this was something out of our comfort zone that we just did. And the other day I was talking to you about opportunities and how I really believe any opportunity that comes your way, you have the obligation to take it. Whatever it may be, it's going to provide you value, no matter what. I don't believe that if you take an opportunity and it goes south, that still provided you value.
Good or bad, it's still an experience that you will take with you
in your
for
arsenal.
The rest of your life.
I know now to do this or not to do that. And you could be 90 years old and find your purpose. You could be, there's people who obviously older generations than us who have retired and they didn't find their purpose because they were so, structured in the way society, you find a job and you stick there till you retire no matter what. And then they try a new game or a new sport or a new craft or something and they've found their purpose.
They find it.
Like
I said, like everybody's on their own timeline.
Yeah.
You said like it doesn't. You shouldn't have to compare yourself. Like why is this person doing so well while like I'm trying to be there but I'm not there yet, and that's okay. Like
it's totally
you
fine.
can't compare yourself. It's a hard life.
What do they say? Like I'm gonna butcher this, but it's like comparison is the theft of joy. Something like that. Yeah, it's something like that.
Okay.
Basically you are gonna.
I kind of like that. Comparison is the theft of joy.
Yeah, you're too busy comparing your life to someone else's.
That you're not enjoying what's around you.
Yeah, like you could be blind to all the beauties in what you provide. Like, everyone gets in their own head, and I've done it 101 times, and I'm like, I don't think I've helped anyone. I don't think I did a good enough job training people. I don't think I did a good enough job talking to a friend through like a hard time or, whatever that little voice tries to tell you that may not even be true. I'm so busy comparing what someone else does very well that I couldn't even see that for example, that little kid who I trained when he was, I don't know, like 6th grade or something like that, and was not very social and wasn't anything, and we just spent years with him working out, seemed simple to me. He's just coming in to work out 4 or 5 days a week. That's simple to me. But getting a letter from his parents 7 years later thanking me for the time it took to talk to him and make him feel confident and comfortable, and that now he's brought that to his day-to-day life. Like, in the moment, it's like, well, this person is helping more people out, or this person's actually doing something. There was I did too. Yeah. You did too. You have that reason and you have that purpose. You have that. So for you to compare it to someone else, you kind of just threw all that away.
It's one of the reasons why I stopped using TikTok. I got it was intoxicating.
It's addicting. They're made to be addicting.
Yeah, but every time I would leave the app, I would put myself in a mindset of disappointment. Why am I not? Because I feel like I could do exactly what these creators are doing, what these influencers are doing. But yeah, put myself in a mindset of why
can't I do that?
But then I get stuck going back on TikTok, and it's just this vicious
hamster wheel
cycle. Yeah. And so I was I'm just done with TikTok. I was why am I putting myself in this mental state knowing that I'm going to be in this form at the end of
funk and
at the end of me watching TikToks. So I stopped it, and look what happened. I was I'm actually just
progress.
Put
in
my
life.
Just forget what other people are doing and just think about me.
Yeah. That everyone jokes around with this saying, but it's stay in your own lane. And it is so true. Literally focus on your life. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about Jane Doe or this guy or he just got a great job or she just got this or I've been working. So I definitely can relate to that, because when fitness influencing started to pop off years ago, I envied a lot of the influencers because they were gaining such traction. I was posting every day. I was giving informational videos. I was giving my workout of the day. I was posting healthy recipes on YouTube, doing everything that I thought I should be doing. What these people were doing too. And they were getting sponsored by every company. They were making so much money. Should I just finish?
Was that you or
no,
me?
That was yours. But yeah, so just understand that your purpose, it's gonna find you if you allow it. Take those opportunities. Be open-minded. Go and do things out of the norm that make you feel uncomfortable. Understand that yours is not the same as someone else across the world, or your neighbor, or your friend, or your significant other, anyone. Like, you're on your own journey, and there's beauty in that, and there's a reason for it, and you'll find out.
Yes.
Just be patient.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, be patient. Yeah. Telling myself that as well, but just be patient.
I know, like, looking back, thinking, like, 100 years ago, like, the lifespan of a human person was, like, 60 years old. So, like, people had to find, like, their purpose at such an early age. And a lot of that purpose was, like, already, like, kind of, like, gender roles put into place. But you have such a short life, and people felt pushed that they need to find a purpose. Like, you don't need to, like, it'll come to you. It's, it's not something, like, you dig a hole and you finally find gold. Like, it doesn't work that way. You're going to have to dig a few holes until you find the littlest flake, and then you follow that flake and you keep going.
Just have the faith and then be patient. Don't get frustrated. Don't get caught up in comparing to anyone else, or comparing even yourself to how you used to be. You're still comparing. Like, it may be to yourself, but that was a chapter. That chapter closed. You're on this one now. You need to focus on what you're writing now, how it's going to end up being, and then that'll be done, and then you focus on the next one. Think about everything else, everyone else. You're on your own journey for a reason. There's a reason why you're going through all these things, whether you want to believe it or not in the moment, but in the grand scheme of things,
as other
it's
people
all
are
helping.
going through those things too, like, so don't also feel like you're alone. Like, you're not. You have people around you that love and care about you, and then you have other people that you might not know at all that are listening, that can relate to it and appreciate that you're sharing your story, because they thought they might have been the only one in the dark. But now they have somebody there that's going through the same experience. Like, there's like a comfortableness to that. Showing that, like, you know, we're all human. Like, we all go through
whether
things.
Social media likes to play, and it plays games, whether people like it or not. Obviously, I'm not posting. So this morning, obviously, I'm not posting me crying this morning on social media. Like, you don't put.
You're close.
My friend Laura was like, were you literally? I was like, I was crying beforehand, but I was like, all right, we need to get this shit together. But, like, you're going to post all the good shit. I'm not posting me crying or getting down upon myself. I'm not posting that shit, obviously, because
you still want some.
Yeah, you want realness.
Yes.
But understand that the people you may be comparing yourself to.
There's privacy too.
Are showing you what they want to show you. So they could be going through the same thing as you,
and
but
a
you
lot
have
of
no
it's
clue.
edited. It's not raw. It's edited. It's.
Whenever it goes off, I like lose my train of thought.
I know.
It's like a highlight reel. It's all good stuff. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Just understand your purpose is coming. It's an uphill, downhill battle.
Yeah, I mean, Jay Shetty has a whole, this is Lee, his podcast is on purpose. It's Lee talking to people, figuring out, like, where they are. And you look at all these, just look at celebrities, because they're an easy, you know, their life is very
publicized.
Yes, thank you. And you see, like, what they're going through, and it's kind of grounds them in a way, like, how we can relate to what their issues are. Like, obviously we can't compare ourselves to them.
A Rolls Royce.
But
yes. No.
But it's like, it helps put everything into a perspective. Like, okay, maybe, you know, Tina Fey, she's a great writer, but she didn't start until she was like, what, 34 or something? You know, same thing with Oprah Winfrey. Like, you look at all of these like esteemed celebrities, but a lot of them didn't get an early start. Like, they just found their way. They just went. I listened to Lisa Kudrow. She was talking about, like, how she never wanted to be an actress. She had the thought of like being an actress. She liked the idea of it. She liked, you know, she liked acting.
Yeah.
But she was like, it was never like a career for her. She just wanted, I think it was like marine science or biology or something.
That's crazy.
She wanted to go into like a science field, and she continued that. I went to college for it. And,
love that.
And then something came up where a shift came, and she had the opportunity of Friends.
She took it.
And she took it, and that was that. And she was like, and then she took her whole education away because she has a new purpose of acting. And it's something that maybe always was in her.
Yeah.
But
the opportunity presented itself at the right
exactly. She was like, I know I don't want to be an actress. Like, I want to finish school, and that's that. So everyone just is on their own purpose, their own
journey.
Well, I hope you guys
enjoyed that one.
Enjoy this.
It's a lot of different things.
Yeah, we touched up on a lot of different topics. But we definitely send us any topics you have, any questions, any
recent events you want us to cover, your opinions on purpose, on what you see, you know, street smarts, book smarts, whatever that may be. Anything crazy you found on Facebook Marketplace? Because I want to know.
And if you did like any renovations or
send those in. I love those.
Like any before and
any
afters.
HGTV things, you know.
Yes, we love that. So you could email us at gbtupodcast@gmail.com. And we'll definitely reply back to you. If you have a story for us and you don't want to say your name, just say it's anonymous, and we'll keep it that way.
We respect it.
We're all about respecting privacy.
Yep.
But I think that's really it.
It wraps up
We're
5.
Up. All right, episode 5 is in the books. I am Emily Newman-Graves.
And I am Danielle Arriaga.
And thank you for tuning in to Guided by the Unconscious. We'll see you next time.
Bye.